Okay, so today I will be talking about AI usage in Franciscan healthcare, and I will be presenting on the artificial intelligence acceptable use policy for Franciscan healthcare. And this policy basically focuses on how AI can be used safely in a better manner, and also how it is more ethically and legally a better way within a healthcare setting. I will also explain what the policy includes, which is basically how it applies in real situations and the trade offs that are involved in using AI healthcare. So, next is basically the policy overview. And this will be pretty much the safe and ethical AI use, HIPAA compliant, and the support staff. So, basically, the goal of this policy is to make sure that AI is used safely and follows HIPAA laws accordingly. And according to federal healthcare regulations like HIPAA, protecting the patient data is required at all times, and AI is meant to support doctors and staff, and it's not supposed to replace their professional judgment and in its entirety, and especially in medical decisions where human expertise is very critical in those situations. So next is the approved AI tools. This will basically be about IT and the AI committee approval required for anything to be used. Next thing will be the clinical AI assistant with the SOAP notes and the administrative AI. So basically, only AI tools that are approved by the IT department and AI committee can be used. And for example, this that the clinical AI assistant helps write the SOAP notes using ambient listening, and administrative AI can help draft policies or organize meetings, and also that research on healthcare AI shows that approved tools can improve the efficiency while still maintaining security, which is why this step is very important. Okay, so next will be about protecting the patient privacy using HIPAA laws, and this will be about basically the no patient info in public AI, the encryption required and business associate agreement. So this is basically going to be talking about patient privacy is one of the most important parts of this policy because staff are not allowed to enter personal health information into public AI tools like free ChatGPT. And according to the HIPAA laws, all patient data must be productive and encrypted during storage and transfer. Also, healthcare organizations are required to have business associate agreements with AI companies before sharing any data to other organizations. Okay, so next will be basically about the shadow AI risks and the unauthorized AI use with the high risk of data leaks and possible job consequences. And basically, shadow AI is when employees use AI tools without approval, and research from cybersecurity sources like AppTable shows that shadow AI creates hidden risks for data leaks, and this is very dangerous because the organization may not even know it's happening, but that's why that this policy is strictly bans it and includes serious consequences for the actions. So basically, keeping humans in the loop, AI must be reviewed. Humans are responsible for their actions and basically preventing errors with AI. So AI is not perfect. like at all, and AI make can make some mistakes sometimes, and mistakes or even create false information from AI. So basically, because of this, a human must always review anything AI produces because obviously AI messes up sometimes and not everything is correct. And according to the new 2026 guidelines from the Office of Civil Rights, healthcare organizations are required to monitor AI for bias and accuracy. And this basically makes human oversight extremely important in this step. And why this policy works is basically because it prevents HIPAA violations, it reduces shadow AI, and encourages safe innovation and everything. So basically, this policy works well because it balances safety and innovation, like I said before. It gives clear rules on what is supposed to be allowed and what is not supposed to be allowed. And research on healthcare compliance shows that clear policies help reduce data breaches and improve overall security. So this basically protects both patients and the organization in its entirety. So next would basically be the legal and ethical support. So HIPAA and high-tech laws, Nebraska consent laws, and the federal AI monitoring rules. So basically, this policy is supported by both federal and state laws. So HIPAA and high-tech laws require patient data to be protected at all times, especially when using technology, because like I said before, that AI is not always correct and it makes mistakes sometimes. And us as humans, we have to read over it to make sure everything is correct that we want to our liking. And HIPAA and high tech laws require patient data to be protected, like I said. But also, Nebraska is a one party consent state, which means conversations can be recorded if one person consents to it. But however, this policy still encourages transparency with patients, which is the ethical approach because not having the consent without a patient's to record is ethically wrong. So next will be the industry trends. So 81% is urban hospitals use AI. 56% of rural hospitals use AI, and there's a growing adoption that's going on here. And AI is growing very quickly in the healthcare system and organization. And according to research about, like I said before, 81% of urban hospitals use AI, compared to the only 56% of rural hospitals. And this shows that rural hospital care is still catching up, but they're not too far behind. But using AI tools like clinical assistants and Franciscan Healthcare is actually ahead of many similar organizations with using AI. So next, let me talk about the real use cases. This is basically about doctors leave earlier because of AI helps them with things. Less paperwork to do because of AI, and faster policy writing. So basically, in our interview with the CIO Jeff Geegan, we learned that the AI is already making a big difference. And doctors who used to stay until 10 o'clock or 11 p.m. doing paperwork can now leave around 5 p.m. and spend time with their families. Also, AI helps draft policies much faster than normal, and that usually took around 2 weeks. And this reduces burnout, improves efficiency. So next are basically the trade-offs and the pros and cons. So like any technology, AI has both benefits and risks. Research on AI in healthcare shows that it can save time and reduce burnout. However, it can also be very expensive, and there is always ways of risk of errors of misuse of AI, especially with shadow AI. And that's why it's so strong of the policies are very necessary for this situation. So in conclusion, AI can be used safely in healthcare when strong policies are in place, but based on both research and legal standards, this policy balances efficiency with patient protection. As AI continues to grow, having clear guidelines like this will be very important.